Scorpio, come a little closer for a moment. The world outside continues moving through an ordinary day, the kind that feels familiar, predictable, almost routine. Yet something within the air around you carries a quieter rhythm, a subtle current that brushes against your awareness and asks you to listen a little deeper. For most people, today unfolds like any other. Conversations repeat their usual patterns, schedules move forward with comfortable precision, and the hours pass with the steady pulse of everyday life. But Scorpio, somewhere beneath that surface, a different energy begins to gather, soft, patient, almost hidden. March 18th, 19th opens like a small window in the sky, a cosmic window that shifts the direction of unseen currents. The kind of moment that slips quietly into existence while the world remains busy with its routines. Scorpio often senses these subtle changes long before anyone else notices the movement. There is a feeling in the atmosphere, something difficult to name, yet impossible to ignore. A slow turning of the tide, a whisper beneath the surface of ordinary time. Opportunity moves through spaces like this, arriving through timing, through connection, through the kind of moment that seems small until its meaning begins to unfold. And somewhere within that unfolding, financial momentum begins to stir. A conversation carries new weight. A door that once stood silent begins to open just enough for possibility to enter. Scorpio recognizes this language of subtle shifts, the language of intuition. Many Scorpio souls have already felt it recently. That quiet sensation that something in life is preparing to move, as if the ground beneath familiar routines has begun adjusting itself toward a new direction. It arrives softly at first, almost like a distant echo moving through the deeper layers of awareness. Scorpio, your intuition works like a compass in moments like this. It does not shout, it moves like a quiet signal, steady, persistent, guiding attention toward places where opportunity begins to gather. And during these days surrounding March 18th, 19, that inner compass may feel especially alive. Sometimes the most powerful turning points begin with changes so subtle they almost pass unnoticed. A glance, a thought, a sudden clarity that appears while the world remains unchanged on the outside. Yet within Scorpio, something begins to shift, something real, something quietly expanding. Scorpio, have you felt that movement in your life recently, that subtle pull towards something new? If you feel a powerful shift building around March 18th, 19th, leave a comment below and write 888, Scorpio energy rising. And to understand why these days carry such unusual energy for Scorpio, we need to look deeper into the cosmic timing that surrounds this moment. Scorpio, there is a quiet rhythm moving beneath the surface of time, a rhythm that astrology has watched for centuries. Life unfolds through cycles, through patterns that rise and fall like tides under a distant moon. Some days carry the soft weight of routine, while others hold a different quality. A sense that the current of destiny begins to gather strength. Astrologers often describe this as cosmic timing, a moment when invisible threads begin weaving themselves together in ways that only become clear later. Scorpio tends to feel these shifts before the mind forms an explanation, like sensing pressure in the air before a storm rolls across the horizon. March 18th to 19th carries that kind of atmosphere. The energy around these days feels concentrated, almost as if several currents have begun flowing toward the same point in the river of time. Preparation, timing, and opportunity slowly move closer together, creating a subtle alignment that Scorpio can feel deep within the intuitive center of the heart. Many people walk through days like this without noticing the change. Their routines remain steady, their attention focused on the familiar rhythms of daily life. Yet Scorpio often stands closer to the deeper currents, where small movements beneath the surface reveal something larger beginning to unfold. Think about the cycles of nature for a moment. Seeds rest beneath the soil for long stretches of time, gathering strength in silence while the world above moves forward. Then suddenly, the season shifts, the temperature changes, the ground softens, and growth begins to reveal itself almost overnight. Cosmic cycles follow a similar rhythm. Energy gathers slowly, quietly building momentum until the moment arrives when everything begins to move at once. For Scorpio, these moments carry a distinct feeling, a sense that destiny itself is leaning forward, preparing to open a path that once felt distant. Somewhere within the experiences of the past months, preparation has already been taking place. Choices, efforts, conversations, quiet decisions that seemed ordinary at the time, all of them weaving together into something more meaningful now. Scorpio often recognizes this pattern only when the larger design begins to show its shape. This is why certain days feel different, even when nothing obvious appears to change on the surface. The universe moves through cycles of momentum, and occasionally those cycles gather enough strength to create a turning point. Scorpio stands near one of those moments now, and as this energy continues to rise, another signal begins to emerge within it, a signal connected to value, opportunity, and the subtle language of wealth. Scorpio, when energy begins to shift in the deeper layers of life, the first signals rarely appear as something loud or dramatic. They move quietly through the spaces between moments, like a subtle change in the current beneath calm water. Around March 18th, 19th, that current begins carrying something connected to value, something that touches the material world in quiet but meaningful ways. Financial energy often arrives through opportunity, yet opportunity carries many forms. Sometimes it appears through recognition, when someone finally sees the depth of something Scorpio has been building for a long time. Other times it arrives through an unexpected opening, a small invitation that seems ordinary at first glance, yet carries a different weight beneath the surface. Scorpio understands the language of quiet effort. Skill grows slowly through dedication, through hours that pass unseen while the outside world continues its rhythm. Over time, those hours gather momentum, shaping ability, sharpening awareness, creating a foundation that waits patiently for the right moment to reveal its strength. And that moment often begins in very subtle ways. A conversation takes a new direction. A message arrives with a tone that feels slightly different. A decision forms in the mind of someone connected to Scorpio, opening a path that had once existed only as possibility. These small movements carry the early signals of expansion. Opportunity tends to enter life through simple doorways, the kind that almost blend into the background of daily experience. Yet Scorpio senses something deeper within them, a quiet pulse that says the timing of things is beginning to align. Many turning points begin exactly like this, with one conversation, one offer, one connection that suddenly gathers meaning. And as Scorpio begins noticing these subtle openings, another layer of guidance slowly rises into view, carried through ancient symbols that have followed humanity for centuries, the language of tarot. Scorpio, when the universe begins speaking about change, it often chooses symbols older than language itself. Tarot has carried these symbols through centuries, quiet images that reflect the movement of life, the rise and fall of cycles, the turning of unseen forces. And around moments like March 18th, 19, these symbols seem to glow a little brighter, as if their meaning rises closer to the surface. One of the first images connected with this energy is the Wheel of Fortune. This card moves like a great turning mechanism within the story of destiny, a reminder that life travels through seasons of motion. Scorpio understands this rhythm deeply, the sense that energy sometimes gathers slowly before the wheel begins to shift and carry everything forward. The wheel does not rush. It turns with a quiet authority, guiding circumstances into alignment through timing that feels almost mysterious. For Scorpio, the appearance of this symbol carries the feeling of a cycle adjusting its direction, the subtle sense that destiny itself begins leaning toward a new chapter. Another symbol emerges beside it, grounded and steady, the King of Pentacles. This archetype represents mastery within the material world, a presence built through experience, discipline, and a deep understanding of value. Scorpio recognizes this kind of strength, the kind that forms through years of observation, patience, and strategic awareness. The King of Pentacles carries the energy of leadership and financial wisdom. Not loud, not flashy, yet deeply powerful in the way it transforms effort into lasting stability. Scorpio often grows into this energy through lived experience, shaping resilience into a form of quiet authority. Then comes the final symbol in this sequence, the Ten of Pentacles. This card expands the vision outward, revealing prosperity that extends beyond the present moment. It speaks of legacy, of stability that reaches across generations, of wealth that grows strong roots in the soil of time. Together, these symbols create a pattern. Effort begins the process, timing opens the door, and awareness allows Scorpio to recognize the moment when opportunity stands close enough to touch. The energy of wealth grows naturally where these three forces meet: effort, timing, and awareness moving in the same direction. Scorpio often feels this alignment before it fully reveals itself in the outer world. A quiet recognition begins forming within the mind, a sense that life may be entering a new cycle. If you feel your life entering a new cycle, share this below and write 777, a new chapter begins. And as these symbols continue whispering their message, another question begins to rise from deeper within Scorpio itself. A question about the inner power that shapes the path forward. Scorpio, beneath every turning point in life, lives a deeper force, something far more powerful than luck or timing alone. That force grows through transformation, through the quiet process of becoming stronger after moments that once felt heavy. Scorpio carries this kind of strength within the soul, the kind shaped through experience rather than simple circumstance. Life has moved Scorpio through many layers of change. Each season brought its own lessons, its own emotional landscapes, moments that asked for courage, patience, and reflection. Over time, those experiences formed something solid within you, a quiet center of inner strength. Transformation moves differently for Scorpio. It feels like walking through deep water where every step creates awareness, every emotion revealing another layer of understanding. Through these passages, resilience grows naturally, forming a powerful emotional depth that few people ever fully recognize from the outside. Scorpio often discovers wisdom through lived experience. Situations that once carried confusion gradually reveal clarity, like fog lifting slowly from a mountain valley. With each transformation, perception sharpens, intuition grows clearer, and the mind begins seeing patterns hidden beneath ordinary events. This is where strategy begins to emerge. Scorpio learns to read timing, to observe subtle shifts, to recognize when energy moves toward a moment of opportunity. The past becomes a quiet teacher, offering insight that guides decisions in ways that feel instinctive and precise. Emotional depth also plays a powerful role in this process. Scorpio connects deeply with the currents of human experience, understanding motivations, intentions, and the silent language that flows between people. That awareness turns emotional intelligence into a form of quiet leadership. Through these transformations, clarity begins forming within Scorpio's path. The events of the past start aligning into a larger pattern, one that reveals how each experience contributed to the strength developing within you. Every challenge carried the seed of wisdom. Every moment of growth adding another layer to the foundation now supporting your next chapter. And somewhere within that foundation, something begins to expand outward. Because many opportunities enter life through people, through the connections that form when the right individuals cross paths at the right moment. and Scorpio may soon feel the presence of those connections drawing closer. Scorpio, many turning points in life arrive through people rather than events. Energy moves quietly through relationships, through conversations that begin as simple exchanges and slowly reveal deeper meaning. Around moments like these, destiny often weaves its threads through human connection. Sometimes opportunity appears through collaboration, when two paths cross and create something neither person expected at the beginning. Scorpio understands the power of these moments, the subtle way trust begins forming between individuals who recognize something familiar in one another's energy. A single conversation can carry surprising weight. Words move through the air, ideas spark quietly, and suddenly a new direction begins to take shape. For Scorpio, these encounters often feel significant on an intuitive level, like the atmosphere itself carries a hint of purpose. Trust plays an important role in these connections. Scorpio tends to observe carefully, sensing sincerity, depth, and emotional alignment before opening the door fully. When that trust forms, relationships grow strong roots, creating foundations where opportunity can expand naturally. Many life paths begin shifting through encounters like this. A new partnership, a shared idea, a moment where two perspectives align at the right point in time. Destiny sometimes works through these meetings, guiding individuals toward experiences that shape the chapters ahead. Scorpio often recognizes these moments through subtle signals, a feeling of familiarity, a sense that this connection carries meaning beyond coincidence. Energy flows more easily, conversation feels alive, and possibilities begin appearing where the path once looked quiet. In this way, relationships become bridges between one phase of life and the next. Trust opens space for collaboration, collaboration creates movement, and movement reveals new opportunities waiting just ahead. And as Scorpio begins sensing these connections forming, another layer of power quietly awakens within the journey itself. The moment when intention, belief, and energy begin aligning with the direction of the future. Scorpio, there comes a moment in every cycle when energy begins gathering around a clear center. It feels subtle at first, like a quiet alignment forming beneath everyday life. Intention begins pointing in one direction, belief grows stronger within the heart, and action slowly follows that inner signal. This is the space where manifestation begins to take shape. Not as something dramatic, but as a gradual convergence of energy that moves through thought, emotion, and choice. Scorpio often recognizes this moment through a deep sense of focus, a calm awareness that certain paths now carry more meaning than others. Your sign carries a natural intensity that supports this alignment. When Scorpio chooses a direction with clarity, attention sharpens, distractions fall away, and commitment begins to deepen with remarkable strength. It becomes easier to remain steady with a vision, nurturing it quietly, while the outer world continues moving through its own rhythm. Within this state of alignment, belief plays an important role. Belief creates a steady current of energy that moves beneath each decision, guiding action with quiet confidence. Scorpio often develops this confidence through experience, through the wisdom gained while navigating transformation after transformation. Clarity also grows stronger in moments like these. Scorpio senses what truly matters, recognizing which opportunities deserve attention and which directions carry lasting value. That clarity feels calm rather than urgent, like standing beside a still lake where the reflection becomes perfectly visible. Then comes the element of commitment. Scorpio energy moves with depth, with the kind of dedication that allows an intention to grow over time. A goal begins forming its roots, strengthened through consistent action and the quiet belief that something meaningful is unfolding. When intention, belief, and action move together, a powerful alignment begins shaping the environment around Scorpio. Energy flows more smoothly, doors appear at the right moment, Conversations arrive with a sense of purpose. Opportunity expands naturally within this atmosphere, almost as if the path itself begins responding to your presence. And Scorpio may start noticing that readiness within the heart, a calm inner confidence that the next chapter already waits somewhere along the path ahead. Scorpio, the energy surrounding March 18th to 19th, carries the feeling of a quiet doorway opening within the larger rhythm of your journey. Life continues moving forward with its familiar pace, yet something within this moment feels slightly different, as if the path ahead has begun widening in subtle ways. Through each part of this journey, Scorpio, a deeper pattern has been unfolding. Effort has shaped experience, awareness has sharpened intuition, and transformation has quietly built a strength that lives within you. Step by step, the story of your path continues expanding. Recognition sometimes arrives softly at first, a moment where someone notices your work, a conversation that carries unexpected meaning, a realization within your own heart that the direction of your life has begun shifting towards something larger. Scorpio often senses these moments before the world fully sees them. Opportunity moves through life like a current beneath the surface of water. It travels through timing, through connection, through the quiet alignment of energy that forms when preparation meets the right moment. Around these days, Scorpio may feel that current moving a little stronger. Growth often reveals itself in the same gentle way. A door opens where once there was only a wall. A path appears where the horizon once looked distant. Scorpio walks forward with a deeper understanding of the power that lives inside patience, awareness, and commitment. There is a kind of quiet confidence forming here. Persistence has shaped the foundation beneath your feet, and awareness continues guiding your next steps. When energy and timing begin moving together, life tends to unfold with a sense of natural momentum. So Scorpio, as this cosmic opening continues to expand, allow your attention to stay close to that inner compass. Your intuition speaks in calm signals, guiding you toward the opportunities and connections meant for your path. Scorpio, share the word that represents your power right now. Leave it in the comments below and write Phoenix. And if this message found you at the right moment, you are always welcome to stay close to this space. A quiet like, a shared thought, or a simple subscription allows this journey to continue growing, one conversation at a time. More messages for Scorpio will appear here as the cosmic story keeps unfolding. And somewhere along the road ahead, another moment of insight will be waiting for you.